So my recommendation here is 714. It includes 7.1, 5.1, stereo, 9.1. It's all included. And if you create a mix for, let's say, a dome, a planetarium, you have also with 714, you have a, well, not really a dome, but you have a X, Y, Z, and you have a Z axis where you have a homogeneous placement of the loudspeakers. And so we can also place something in the height layer, what is more or less will have finally more or less the same experience in the planetarium. And my recommendation here is because of that, because of sometimes you don't know exactly what is the final format, I recommend to use a spherical approach. This is also what you saw in my studio and the small pictures. Using a spherical approach means every loudspeaker is, if possible, same model, or in the layer, the loudspeaker models are the same at the height and the low layer. Use full range loudspeakers. Do not use bass management. If you can, prevent it. My personal opinion and recommendation, don't use, of course, have an LFE bass loudspeakers, of course, but don't use an bass management if you can prevent it. So if you have loudspeakers who are larger enough, like I would say up from 8-inch main big loudspeakers, so 10, 12, 15. If you have a bass loudspeaker that size, you will have a loudspeaker, a loudspeaker box, what is mostly can reproduce enough low end that you do not need a bass management. And of course, all the loudspeakers should be calibrated the same, and directed to the sweet spot where you're working on. So this is a spherical approach, because mostly in cinemas, in a planetarium, you also have a reference level on a certain position or certain area, where every loudspeaker is more or less has the same frequency range, loudness, as well as delay, so same runtime. This is, well, technically a cinema is also a sphere approach, you can say. And so that because of that, it makes a lot of sense to create or to work in such an environment.
I've got a question. Why don't you recommend bass management?